This weekend, we're in Venice to find out why the city's famous gondoliers are ditching their poles in favour of oxygen tanks. That's a travel show with me, Carmen Roberts, this weekend on BBC World News.
In the 60s, a New York adoption agency deliberately placed infant twins in different families as part of a controversial study. I tracked down identical and fraternal twin participants who are still seeking answers about this intrusive experiment. Join me, Melissa Hoganboom, for Split at Birth on BBC World News.
The Women's Euros this summer are in England, with some of the matches being played at this stadium. For all the news on the tournament, join me, Jane Dougal, on BBC World News. And for all the latest, you can follow online at bbc.com/sport or via the BBC Sport app on your smartphone or tablet.
Live from Singapore, essential business news as it breaks and a look at the economic news that will shape the day. This is BBC World News and Asia Business Report.
US markets brace for impact as the Federal Reserve meets. More rate hikes are expected against fears of an economic downturn. We'll have analysis. Plus, chasing the dollars in Asia. Premier League teams flock to the continent after a COVID-enforced absence. A special report from Singapore. Hello and welcome to Asia Business Report. I'm Karishma Vaswani. We're watching the US Federal Reserve this week and a big decision ahead as Fed officials meet to decide the next steps on the cost of borrowing. Inflation there, you'll remember, hit a new 4-decade high for the month of June, with consumer prices rising 9% from a year earlier. Now, that's led to some economists fearing that the US Central Bank will opt for a larger than expected rate hike. Charu Chanana is a market strategist at Saxo Markets, and earlier she told me the strength of the US economy will also be weighing on the minds of policymakers.